Alright guys, so Prop Hunt is a new game that came out pretty recently, and I found pretty much all the really good banger spots of the Prop Hunt map that's in creative that somebody made. I forgot who it is, but shout out to him. So basically this is a video showing the top 5 best spots that I've found and hidden and not been found in easily in Prop Hunt. And then if you guys use these, I can guarantee you will not be found first, because these are banger, they're good spots. So make sure you stick to the end and tell me which one you used and which one actually worked for you. Let's get right into it. So one of the first good spots that I found was using the septic tank or gas tank and hiding behind the barn, as you can see here. If you just stay still, it makes it look like it's just something that whoever lives here, or that it actually looks like something that was there. And it's not the greatest spot, but it's still pretty good. And when I play with my friends, it took them a while to actually find me there. So consider this one in your next game. Now, the next spot that I found was actually very good, which actually got me through the whole round without being spotted, was the vines. Now, you can scan either the ones that are on the side of the house or like the side of the house that's facing the barn. It doesn't matter. You just want to hide with the vines, as I did here, because the vines are very hard to see and see through. And so just hiding here, they'll hear the ping, but they won't realize you're on the side of the house. Plus, it's such a big it's such a big area, or like it's like such a big thing to be. People wouldn't actually suspect you to be this, which makes it even better of a spot. Now we're getting into the really good spots. So now this is one of my favorite spots that's actually worked really well for me. You get the flower pot that's outside of each one of the doors around the house, but on the main door on the porch, there's only one, but you can hide or on the opposite side of the door where there would be there could be a second one. And people don't realize that there's not two, because it just looks like something you would have at a main entryway to your house. And so that's why it makes it such a good spot, because people don't realize that it's not supposed to be there. Now, the trash is probably one of the best items that you can turn into in the entire game, in my opinion. The trash is something that just looks like someone would have on the bottom of their house, or in this case, I just hid behind the silo, behind the barn, because no one goes back there, because there's no items, and it's very easy to just not be seen. Plus, people don't even realize that's an item, because it's only in one area below this truck. But you can hide in the house, you can hide pretty much anywhere, and it'll blend in. The only problem is getting boogie bombed. It's very easy because it's such a big area where you can actually be hit. But otherwise, it's a very good spot because it just looks like trash on the ground, and it looks like individual items that you'd have to turn into, but it's actually not. So it's a very good spot. So I suggest using this, and it's under the truck in the barn. Now, the last spot I'll bring up today, which is probably the best spot, which I would say is the #1 spot, is inside the house on the second floor. There's a blue book on the ground, and if you can get on top of the shelf that it is below, on top of it, it's a very hard spot to see if you're on the ground seeking. Plus, since it's on a bookshelf, it looks like it's supposed to be there, and so people don't really think anything of it. I've lasted through 2 games using this without being spotted once, or maybe it was spotted, but I never got shot, or they didn't notice I was there, because it just looks so normal and looks like it's supposed to be there. So if you see this book in the next game and you have time, or in your next game and you have time to get up there, I would suggest using this book and getting on that bookshelf, because if you can, you are not going to be found at all. So that's my #1 spot. Now, I know when you're playing Prop Hunt, what you want to do is you want to get to like a little apple or something very small and hide in like the plants or whatever, but that's what everyone is looking for when they play this game. They're like, what's the smallest item and where would the smallest item hide to find? But if you do that, you're going to be found first, because everyone's looking for you. But if you get those medium to large items, everyone's like, oh, those are way too obvious, I'm not even gonna look at those, like the vines, like I said, or the plant by the front door. So with that in mind, hopefully you guys can do really well in your next Prop Hunt game. Make sure you hit the flip out of the like button, make sure you subscribe if you're new, and turn on the bell, because I don't even know if that works, so just turn it on just in case it does work. But as always, I'll see you dudes in the next one.